Well, a very, very warm welcome to my channel. And here I am in my wildflower meadow, and it's mid-May, and things are starting to grow and flower. And when I made a video last year about the wildflowers and things that I was growing in the meadow, I concentrated on a lot of information about what to do when. So if you want to have a look at that video, by all means do so. But the gist of it is, basically, leave a little area of your garden if you can to grow wild. You don't have to have a large area of garden, and you don't have to make it so overgrown that it becomes impossible to maintain it. And I know a lot of people have said to me in the comments that they're concerned that having a wildflower meadow is going to be far too difficult for them, because their gardening sort of really demands keeping on top of things. So I would say be realistic about what your space is and just allocate a very small area for this if you feel it's going to be too much. Basically what you do is you allow an area to become wild, and you sow it with perennial meadow seeds, and basically you just take the surface off in around the end of July using a mower on a high cutting setting. And the reason for doing this is that you will then have a beautiful show of flowers all through the summer. You then let them die down slightly, cut them but not too low, and then some of them will reflower for you again into the autumn. And then you can either do a complete cut after that, which is what we tend to do, or you can in fact leave it again, depending on how big the area is really and what your requirements are. But the idea really is to support wildlife. And one of the most beautiful things about this is that all you can see going on here is just nature at its wildest, and it's no work apart from this cut. This has sprung to life in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Before then it looked very bare, and it almost looked like the temptation to mow it was massive. I mean, it really was, but I just wouldn't do it because I knew from the previous year what I had to look forward to. These are columbine plants, and they're perennial. They're coming up, doing their own thing. They'll die down. It's easy. And similarly in front of them we've now got buttercups coming, and that's beautiful as well. And before long we'll have an entire wildflower meadow of fox and cubs, which is what I showed last year in my video. But this is beautiful. We've had also had primroses and cowslips, but now it's literally just this gorgeous array of beautiful wildflowers. And bees love it. I've got squirrels going in and out of it, rabbits at night. It's just really beautiful, and I can highly recommend it. It's absolutely wonderful for newly emerging hedgehogs as well. As they get up and look for a mate and seek food, they've got places to shelter. So even if you've only got a tiny garden, just leave a little area of it, and then you'll encourage the wildlife to come in. Even in suburban areas where you've got lots of built up properties, you can still encourage things like hedgehogs, because they'll only come in if they've got somewhere to hide. So just give them somewhere to hide. The one caveat to all of this, I would say, is when you come to mow it in the end of July, be very, very careful. Just make sure that nothing is lying underneath, like a poorly hedgehog, something like that. Hedgehogs aren't usually out in the day unless they're out with a purpose. If you see a hedgehog out with a purpose, it's looking for food, obviously it has a brood of babies probably somewhere nearby, that's fine. But any kind of hedgehog that's out in the day, it's not moving, needs to be taken to a rescue. So if you see any kind of hedgehog lying around in your wildflower meadow during the day not doing anything, it's probably poorly and needs attention. But other than that, most things like squirrels will just run off when you're mowing. They're not going to get injured, and so on. But it's just a lovely thing. What we tend to do is keep the lawn very short the other side of it. So if I show you this back here, you can see we keep mowing the the area in front of it so that it looks purposeful. And also we've got paths going around the edge of it as well, which you can see over there, so you can actually walk around it and enjoy it. You don't want it to be so impenetrable that you don't know what's there. So I highly recommend it, and if you can, just give a little bit of your garden for this. I really would, and I'll show you these lovely flowers close up. So I'll come back again soon and show you when the next lot of flowers come out, because there is all a succession of flowers to enjoy.